has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. All right, so we go into the coup de grace, the final hour of love on a Misery Monday. I'm Ferrall with Carver High in New York City. Good to have you with us. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid. We still have some lingering NBA skinny.
We do. Let me give you one other note from the Summer League before we finally put that to bed, and that was your boy, the big tariff, Yang Hansen, who wrapped up a very impressive Summer League. Of course, the Chinese Jokic, living up to his nickname, Scotty. How about this? So, Joker played in the 2015 Summer League, 10 years ago. He averaged 8 points per game during that Summer League. The Tariff, 10.8 points per game. Joker averaged 1.4 dimes. The Tariff, 3.8 in this Summer League. Joker, 1.4 blocks. The Tariff, 1.6. The only thing Joker had more of him then was 6.2 bounds, but the Tariff averaged 5 bounds per game in the Summer League. Impressive stuff from the kid.
I hope the big Tariff turns into something special in the NBA. I really do, because he's got everything. He's got great footwork, and he's got great court vision. He passes for a big brilliantly and makes buckets happen. He can shoot it, too. He can do it inside or outside. We saw him knocking down threes, splashing them too, not like, bank shots and luck. I'm talking straight splash. You saw him hitting shots, nothing but net. So the guy can play, and I like his attitude. He's like, I just want to eat.
Just wants to eat. That's it. Food. Guy likes it. I mean, he must have loved 10 days in Vegas then if he likes to chow.
Loved it.
That's just got to be the spot to go to. So the Summer League's in the books. God bless and good luck. We'll see everybody at training camp. When Clipper training camp opens, guess who you'll see there? Chris Paul, Scotty, who's going to spend his likely last season, his 21st and last season in the NBA back in Los Angeles, of course, where he spent a good portion of his career. He'll team up with Harden and Kawhi. And,
who's going to have the ball?
All the rest of them.
Who's going to have the ball? Because Harden's the point, right? And now you have a true point in Paul, who can still play just like Harden can, and they both have to have the ball. Like, who does that? Who puts two guys that are ball hogs together? I just don't understand it. You don't need two ball hogs, you need one.
It's hard to think that Harden is going to defer some of that over to Chris Paul, unless maybe Paul's just a straight bench, and that's what he is now at this point. Anyway, bench player going to come in and just spell Harden, I guess. I don't know. I mean, they're going to be on the court at the same time at some point, right?
Paul still plays a lot.
Doesn't make a lot of sense. But the Clippers are loading up here. They're going for it. They're pushing the chips. Remember, they got Brook Lopez, too. Zubac, Lopez. They got a pretty good team, the Clippers. But they have a lot of guys.
They have a really good roster, and they never win. They win regular season games. That's it.
Right. And they only have one guy who's a winner and has won. That's Kawhi. Kawhi's a winner. Kawhi's won at other places. But Harden never won. Chris Paul,
a winner there.
Never won. Beal, never won. All guys who have never won surrounding him.
So what does that tell you? Never won means not going to win.
Yeah, that's kind of where it goes to. The Lakers on the other side of town continue to reshape. They're signing Marcus Smart after the Wizards bought him out. Now, not terrible, right? And they had to get rid of a couple guys. They get rid of Sugar Shake. Milton had to go, and somebody else. But, it was kind of a lost year there for Smart with Memphis and Washington. Lost a couple years for him.
Listen, he's never been the same player he was in Boston. He's never been healthy, and he's always been injured and missed tons of games. So, Smart hasn't mattered in years. That's just all there is to it. He was fantastic. Now, guys get older. They don't get healthier. You know what I mean? Their bodies, basketball bodies break down. similarly every year, like the same guys. You know what I mean? They break down. They always get injured. It's not like some kind of thing where they get healthier. When do you see Porzingis play? He's always injured. He's always got something wrong with him. It's because that's the end for him. That's how his career is going to go out. He's going to fizzle out. And Smart's the same way. He never plays anymore. Now, what are they telling us in LA? They're telling us that he's in the best shape of his life, and he's been working on his conditioning and training in the off season. That's all he's doing is getting ready, getting his body ready. You mean the body that breaks down every year? It's automatic that he breaks down. It's just absolutely automatic.
It is amazing. Bulls signed Japanese guard Yuki Kawamura to a 2-year deal. He had a strong summer league, got some burn. So he gets rewarded with the 2-way deal there for Chicago. As we get to the end of July, here are the names that are left, by the way, as free agents in the NBA after Chris Paul signed today. Now, remember, Giddey, Kuminga, Grimes, and Cam Thomas, they're restricted free agents. They really, they're going to either go back to their own teams or whatnot. But the rest of the guys who are UFAs, Al Horford, Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Brogdon, Gary Payton II, Cam Payne, Trey Lyles, Thomas Bryant. Precious is on there. And by the way, Malik Beasley's at the bottom. I got a pretty good feeling no one's going to sign Malik Beasley before the season starts. I'd have to think. He's got some problems.
With his problems, right? So, for me, on that list, it's old man Horford, who can still play. And I think the other guy that can still play, that shows up every night and does it, is Brody. I think Westbrook is still alive. And there's several teams that want him, so I'm surprised he hasn't done a deal yet.
Yeah, I saw today that Sacramento was interested in bringing him in, either him or Ben Simmons. Now, let's be fair here. If it's one or the other,
don't get me started. There's no comparison between the two. One guy is legit, and the other guy is always sitting in his Gucci's on the sideline.
Ben Simmons. We're the Knicks talking about Ben Simmons.
The Knicks are talking about getting Ben Simmons. That'll be it for me. I'll have to cut the rope.
Can't have Ben Simmons.
Or just wrap it around my neck. I mean, either or.
No, we don't want to do that. There you go. Your NBA for you today.
Ben Simmons. Don't get me started.
Ben Simmons. I mean, it's he's still looking for a job. He's made a lot of money, but there's more to be made.
Oh, my God.
Somebody needs a point guard.
It should be illegal that he gets a deal.
Who plays once every 9 or 10 games. I mean, you need to have a guy out there who's got just primo availability all the time. He's always there. Once every 3 weeks, he gets out there and gives you some burn, which is nice. All right, we'll come back. We'll do the open stuff. I'll play you some Scheffler from him winning yesterday. A lot of NFL skinny because it's here. I even saw the last couple hours, so we'll all do this all tomorrow. The annual Jerry Jones opening of training camp press conference in Dallas. Fireworks is always there. You had Mike Brown with the Bengals complaining about Trey Hendrickson not signing yet. All the owners are talking as training camps are starting up. We love that stuff, Scott.
They tried to get Jerry to, basically quit being the GM. Basically, they tried to get him to talk about when are you going to stop being the GM of the Cowboys and finally give it up.
Never.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Aaron Judge is great, but if you want to talk about full contributions to a team, maybe I'm biased as a former catcher myself, but I think Cal Raleigh's working a little bit harder than everybody else, and I think Cal Raleigh should be right in this thing. If he sets that single season home run record for a catcher, I think that's probably what it's going to take for him to overtake Judge. I don't think it's impossible for him to get there. I think it's unlikely.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
The tennis players are just the worst. They're just the worst.
I do that after I get a parlay. I'm falling to the ground. I'm excited. I'm like praising the Lord. Win a parlay. Come on, we're allowed to celebrate.
I'd rather. It's okay if you hit a parlay, yes, but if you win the match, no. The player can't do that. The bettor can. It's as simple as that.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
TJ Watt going to the bank.
I don't remember the last time he had a sack in the last month of that season. And then in the playoffs, he did absolutely nothing. And then you're going to give him $41 million a year, $123 million, what, 108 guaranteed million guaranteed?
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
All right, so you've got the Scheffler highlights from his big win at Portrush.
Yeah, let's talk about Scotty. Of course, he wins the 153rd Open at Royal Portrush, as we discussed early in the show. You know, it's tough when there's no weather there. You really don't get the true open feel. And Scotty was able to basically just tear the place up on Saturday and Sunday and run away and hide from everybody else. Of course, there was a lot of chatter, Scotty. Scotty made some headlines. We played the cut, too, earlier in the week when he was asked about, you know, what it means to him and how he, you know, 2 minutes after winning, you know, what is it all about? Well, he doubles down after winning yesterday on what's important to him. Here's Scotty Scheffler.
I've worked since I was 2 or 3 years old to have a chance to play professional golf for a living. And now I've been able to win tournaments that I just dreamed of playing in. And it's an amazing feeling, and I'm so grateful to be able to live out my dreams. But, you know, like I said, my faith in my family is what's most important to me. And I try to live as normal a life as possible because I feel like a normal guy. I have the same friends I had growing up. I don't think that I'm anything special just because, you know, some weeks I'm better at shooting a lower score than other guys are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give him credit. He's got the humble card going full tilt.
He's got it going, and listen, it is what it is. He's the best of the best right now, but man, he's as boring as the day is long. Like
Yeah.
it's tough. I mean, it just, you know, golf needs a very. You know, I feel like when golf is on top, they need to have that guy. We had so long with Tiger being the guy at the top of golf. But this guy, unfortunately, and this is nothing against his play, he puts you asleep.
I mean,
he just
he's
really
like
does.
Nick Price. Nick Price was dominating golf for a couple of years back in the day, and you know, he was, I guess, you know, smiley and friendly, but he didn't do anything for anybody either. Like, this guy does nothing for anybody in terms of like his personality. He wins, and he's just kind of vanilla. He's plaid.
That's what he is. He finished the week 59 of 63 putting inside 10 feet. That'll help when you're making that many from inside 10. Now, before I play you the cut of him on the Tiger comparisons, let me give you all these numbers. He joins Tiger Woods, Jack Nicholson, and Gary Player. Hello, Gary Player, as the only players to win the Masters, the PGA, and the Open Championship all before turning 30. So he's the fourth guy to do that. Tiger's first major win was the Masters in 1997. His fourth major win was the 2000 Open Championship. That was 1,197 days apart. How sick is this? Scheffler's first major win was the 22 Masters. His fourth major win was this Open yesterday. Guess what it was, Scotty? 1,197 days apart. That is bizarre.
The exact same thing. 3 years and 1,197 days. That's crazy.
Only difference, albeit, is that Scotty's obviously a little bit a little bit older than when Tiger accomplished the feat. Tiger was in his early 20s when he did all that, whereas Scotty's in his later 20s of it. But here he is on all the comparisons to Tiger Woods.
I still think they're a bit silly. Tiger won, 15 majors? It's my fourth. Just got 1/4 of the way there. So I think Tiger stands alone in the game of golf. He was inspirational for me growing up, and he was a very, very talented guy, and he was a special person to be able to be as good as he was at the game of golf. And I don't focus on that kind of stuff. That's not what motivates me. I'm not motivated by winning championships, and I don't look at the beginning of the year and just say, hey, I want to win X amount of tournaments. I want to win, whatever it is. I don't do that. I have dreams and aspirations that I think about, but at the end of the day, when I wake up and to practice, I feel like what motivates me is just getting out and, getting to live out my dream.
Tiger was way more exciting with his arrests and, his wife chasing him with a golf club and wrecking cars and DUIs and pills and booze and women and porn. It just was way better.
Well, look, I'll say one thing that's a major difference from that statement he just said. He just said, at the beginning of the year, I don't set out goals. Tiger did. Tiger wanted to win every single tournament. He wanted all of the accolades. He wanted to be able to say, "Yeah, I'm the best, and I won all these majors, and I did all that." And God bless Scotty if he feels, like he doesn't need all that. But he's made a lot of money. What is he? I think he passed the 20 million mark for the year, or 30 million, whatever it is for this year. Just made a sick amount of money. With all these wins that he's gotten. 2 majors this year for him, 4 overall now, and he can go for the career Grand Slam next year at the U.S. Open at Shinnecock. So good luck to Scotty in that. Now, you mentioned the other thing that came out of this earlier was Bryson. He rallied after a +7 opening round Thursday to finish 9 under and a tie for 10th. He shot 197 over the final 3 rounds. That's the second lowest in Open Championship history. You remember Henrik Stenson when he beat Phil back in 16. He shot 196 over that of the final 3 rounds. Unbelievable job by Bryson, who, as we also know, is going to be going to the Ryder Cup. Here he is.
I hope I can bring a lot of energy and a tsunami of a crowd that's going to be rooting for Team USA.
You spoke to Keegan at all this week?
I talked with him briefly. And then he put something in our lockers. It was pretty inspirational. So, yeah.
Can you share?
It's personal.
Like a message, or?
Yes. It's a personal message.
To each person.
In essence, yes.
You're on the team.
Yeah, for sure. It meant a lot. This year's no joke. We're tired of it. We're tired of losing.
There you go. Look, it's going to be just fantastic at Bethpage, and they have to win.
Yeah, they look. We know how the Ryder Cup goes. The United States pretty much always wins here, and they always win there. So the United States has to, especially at Bethpage, they got to hold serve. I'm interested to see where he goes with the rest of this team.
there's a possibility that we could be looking at DeBoer wondering if he's the long-term answer at coach for the Tide?
I'm starting to feel like Alabama, I can't believe I'm saying this, Craig, is a sleeper. Fourth easiest schedule in the SEC this year. Ryan Williams is back. I think the friendly, these early season games against Florida State and Wisconsin, that is friendly for Alabama.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
I'm sick and tired of seeing tennis players fall to the ground in disbelief, like they captured the Rubik's Cube here. It's take it easy. You won 6-love, 6-2, 6-3. I mean, it's not like it's dramatic. I did that now, did today, but I'm saying, I see that guys do that all the time, and women do that. It's like, relax. You won in straight sets. It was a foregone conclusion an hour ago. Stop pretending like it was a dramatic victory.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
You are going to bank on Luka Doncic, who is a phenomenal talent, but his defense has been questioned, his work ethic, his time has been questioned, and his conditioning has been questioned. Name me one time in his 23-year career that you've questioned one of those three things about LeBron James.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Everybody also is going to know the name Yuri Perez next year because Yuri Perez, obviously in fantasy circles, is the guy that we've been excited about for a while. First onto the scene a couple years ago was electric, was fantastic. Then Tommy John, and we've been waiting for him ever since. And, all of a sudden the last couple stars starting to look like the Yuri Perez that I know I was very excited about drafting going into this season. And he has been brilliant.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
So there was some additional Ryder Cup news that you had for me.
I do. I have one more thing, of course, that came out this morning. So Luke Donald, who, of course, is captaining the European team, he has agreed to a rule at the Ryder Cup that will allow one of the vice captains, whichever one Bradley picks, to be able to have the on-course captain duties if Keegan Bradley is playing in a session. So what this means, Scotty, is the captain, they all have 3 or 4 vice captains running around with them out there helping them out. But only the captain is allowed to go on the course and discuss strategy with the golfers who are on the course in terms of maybe coming up to them and saying, hey, the guys ahead of you are down, or hey, look, do this, If Bradley, of course, is playing, somebody else would have to fill that role, whether that's, he's got a lot of guys with him, Kisner, Gary Woodland, all these guys who are going to be vice captains. So one of them, Scotty, is going to be allowed to go around and do that if Bradley's out playing a session. So that was what Luke Donald agreed to, which I don't see why you wouldn't agree to that. If Luke Bradley's going to
So we obviously know that Keegan's going to play.
I think that for them having to go and make a news item out of that, I think that tells you that he's going to play. And as I said to you earlier, and I have the last few weeks, I don't think there's a question he's one of the 12 best American golfers. And honestly, with the way some of the guys who are mainstays on the team have performed this year, they're going to need him because Morikawa sucks right now. I don't even know what Cantlay's been doing for the last 3 months. And some of these other guys, Spieth's played a little bit better, believe it or not, and maybe he's got a shot to be on the team, maybe not, but they're going to need somebody to step up that they're not expecting on this team because the Europeans look, they look strong with some of the guys that they're going to have over here at Bethpage. So a couple of weeks from the Ryder Cup, very exciting stuff indeed. All right, some football. It's ready. All right, do you smell it, Scotty? Like it's happening. Like everybody's getting to camp. It's here, man. I mean, this is just, it's all happening. 6 more Summer Fridays, right? Didn't I tell you last week? 6 more Summer Fridays until college, 7 more until the NFL kicks off. I guess they would kick off 7 weeks from Thursday night. Titans quarterback Will Levis will have season-ending shoulder surgery from an injury he suffered last year. Now, I find this to be very convenient that suddenly he's having the surgery now. That's because they want Cam Ward to be in camp and not have any questions whatsoever about who's going to be the quarterback. That's what I think this is. Now, Levis sucked last year. He sucked the year before that. It probably wouldn't have been that big a deal anyway. But now you really don't even have to. You don't have Levis walking around with moping around that he's not playing. Go get your shoulder surgery, and then we'll find you a new team next year.
Let's see if he ever amounts to anything if he doesn't have a shoulder problem, because they're not just operating on his shoulder as a joke or as a gimmick. He obviously has something wrong with his shoulder, and it looked like it the last couple of years watching him play because he was terrible. So if the guy had a shoulder problem and they're going to fix it, maybe he can be serviceable again on another team. His starting days, it would appear to me, are over unless something crazy happens. But he could be a backup. And look, let's just face facts. It's one of the highest paying jobs in sports. Being a backup in the NFL, they're all rich. And they don't even play unless someone gets injured. Or unless they're so awful that they finally say, all right, screw it, you go in. Because backups in the NFL make all kinds of money. Believe me, it's an important job. And you can still make a killer living. And guys that do it forever, that just stay on and on and on and on and keep doing deals as backups, they make boatloads of money over the length of their career. It's a fact.
They certainly do. Boatloads of money for Chiefs pass rusher George Karlaftis as well. 4 years, $93 million. 62 guaranteed. So Karlaftis gets paid out by the Chiefs. The Saints and second-round pick Tyler Shuck agree to a 4-year, $10.7 million fully guaranteed deal. All these second-rounders are all falling into place, by the way. All these guys are getting their fully guaranteed or mostly guaranteed deals. All the second-round picks.
Spencer Rattler. You never know.
It's very possible. They sound like they're very high on him. I don't know why, but they sound like they're very high on him. All right. Oh, they're going to be bad. Later on, throwback unis for the Steelers that they're going to wear this year. I'll give you those later. I showed you the Heisman odds a week or two ago, and they had Garrett Nussmeier as the second favorite behind Manning. So Brian Kelly's very excited to have Garrett back at school.
He is no athlete, in my opinion. You can quote me on that. Like, he is a clumsy white dude, and he sucked. I'm being nice now. Now all of a sudden you're talking about him being great? Oh, slow down there, Coach.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Devin Booker, do you know, in those 2 years, actually makes more in his salary than the entire Miami Marlins payroll this year, which I think is at like $62 million. That's a 72.5. I'm just doing the math really quickly. So one guy is worth more than 25, but we know how bad the Miami Marlins is. But hey, I just talk hoops.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
No superstar wants to go to Portland there, so you go, oh, well, Dame actually wants to be back here, and this is going to hurt us. It sort of brings back those vibes where Kobe Bryant was in L.A. Great basketball player, horrendous basketball team, but maybe he could sell a couple extra seats and be a star in the building. That's Dame. And also from a perspective of what Dame wants, Dame just doesn't care about championships, and that's okay. Like, he makes a lot of money. He can do that and continue to lose in Portland. Can have it both ways, I guess.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Really would love to know what Jawan Jennings is after. If I were San Francisco, I'd hate to lose him. Not that I think he's ever going to be their best receiver on this football team, but you have a lot of question marks, right? We don't know how good Ricky Pearsall is yet.
We are asking like ifs. If Ayuk comes back and is healthy, if McCaffrey can be healthy, all these things. So why not just take the thing that you know works and just keep it?
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Kidding, right? Mafia, you're lying. Las Vegas golfer is here? You gotta be kidding me. You're playing me. Oh, look at him. There he is. Las Vegas golfer Brady Cannon on C2C styling. Good to see you, Brady. I want to start with
you, Scott.
Honestly, I want to start with what you just said just before we get to the golf. Like, I really wanted to go to Canelo and Crawford. I thought I'd be doing that fight. But I guess, the Saudis are putting on that fight, and they have a different guest list than, let's say, PBC. When I do all the PBC fights, that was a PBC fight the other night with Pacquiao to draw with Barrios. But that main event on September 13th, that's the fight of the year. I wanted to go to that, but it's not happening.
Well, Carver and I talk about Live Golf whenever they have an event. That's a Saudi thing. Maybe he and I can cover the fight. Does that work?
You know what I mean? Honestly, that's it. Carver High, pack your bags. You're going to Sin City for Canelo. Hey, so let's talk about, first of all, this Ryder Cup team. Carver High's been talking about guys that have to, up the ante a little bit that haven't been playing well. Morikawa, Cantlay, playing terrible over the last few months. Are they going to be able to have a kick-ass USA team, or are they going to have to depend on Keegan and Bryson to carry the day at Bethpage?
Well, Scotty's obviously going to be there. Keegan and Bryson, yeah, you're right. After that, it gets a little muddy as far as, you mentioned Morikawa, Cantlay. They have not been carrying their own weight as of late. They both missed the cut at the Open Championship. Patrick Reed was a guy from the Live circuit that they thought had a shot. He missed the cut as well, and we know what kind of Ryder Cup player he's been. I think Keegan's in kind of a tough spot here. Is there anybody? I don't think there's really anybody else on the American side from the Live circuit that qualifies. Chris Gotterup is now making a name for himself, but I worry about that, Scott. Now, we've got some time left here, okay? We've got the 3M Open in Minnesota this week. Then we go to the Wyndham. Then you have the FedEx Cup playoffs. So Gotterup has some time to kind of, prove himself a little bit more. But I think if you throw this guy into the Ryder Cup tomorrow, no, he's too green for that at this point. He's got to get a little bit of scar tissue and some experience, or I think that stage may be a little too much on his nerves.
The 8 days when he made like 2.6 million, he probably doesn't know whether he's coming or going right now, but he had a hell of a trip over there.
Oh man. What a cash out for the young kid and a young career. He just won for the first time on the PGA Tour last year at an alternate event, the Myrtle Beach Classic, when they play these signature events and everybody else goes and plays another one. That was his first PGA Tour win. And then he wins the Scottish and holds off Rory McIlroy and then finishes third at the British. The guy is just having a surge in his career all of a sudden. And the Ryder Cup talk, I believe, is justified. He absolutely bangs the ball. One of the biggest hitters in the world. But again, to go from one very nice PGA Tour win to one very nice major finish to the Ryder Cup is a very big jump. So I want to see this guy continue to play well for the next 6 weeks or so before I believe he is in that conversation for a captain's pick on the team.
So do you think Ricky's earned his way into the FedEx with the way he's played over the last couple of months? And again, at the Open, I thought he played real solid golf. Do you think he'll make it into the playoff?
It's a great question. I love Ricky and I'd love to see him make it, but I don't want to get too excited about it, Scott, because I was talking to some people over the weekend. In fact, I almost drafted Ricky Fowler. We had a British Open draft with a bunch of guys out here in Las Vegas, and I thought about taking Ricky, and it would have been a good pick. He finished 14th, a top 20 finish. But you know what? He's always been a very good British Open player. He's always been a great wind player. Played at Oklahoma State in college, grew up in Temecula, California, where it gets windy. He is a very, very good wind player. So it's no surprise that he once again played well at the Open Championship. But again, I don't know if that's a flash in the pan or if this is going to continue.
That's fascinating stuff. I never knew that his ability in wind was from his deep background, and even in Temecula. That's crazy because I used to play golf there. So I want to ask you about Bryson's performance on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because Thursday he was stench, and then what he did those next 3 days to me was remarkable. I think he's just a badass, and I think that he's the right guy to have out there at Bethpage getting all those drunk New Yorkers lit up.
No doubt about it. He is a great, team spirit, camaraderie guy. I'm not a Bryson fan personally, and this was not my own heart betting, but you talk about a bad beat. I had a really nice number on Bryson DeChambeau to miss the cut at the Open Championship.
Oh, that's right.
Plus 350. And he goes out and shoots 78, and I knew, I'm like, don't count your money yet. I'm talking to Miami Joe, and he's like, I had already spent the money, Brady. I thought that was the greatest bet in the world. Then the guy comes back, shoots 65, 64. 19 under par or something like that for the rest of the 3 days. Absolutely remarkable. Now, I will say the conditions got much more benign on Saturday and Sunday. And that's one reason that I bet Scotty in game going into the final round, even at that big price, because I said without some inclement weather, this guy's just going to coast like everybody else did. And sure enough, he shot 3 under and it wasn't that difficult. So Bryson, Saturday and Sunday especially, conditions were not nearly as difficult. Friday was more difficult, dealt with rain, dealt with wind, and still shot a 65, birdied 4 out of his last 6 holes to make the cut on the number. I tell you what, though, I'm going to have to see more of it, Scott, before I quit betting this guy to miss the cut at the Open Championship, because I don't believe that style of golf is his wheelhouse. His wheelhouse is U.S. Open, PGA Championship, where he can bomb it and use his length off the tee and his power game to bring a golf course to its knees. And that's not necessarily links golf. So I want to see before we get to next year in Royal Birkdale, I may go against him again. But Ryder Cup, no doubt about it. He's a Captain America type guy, rah-rah guy, and obviously a fantastic player and a perfect player for Bethpage Black. We know that you got to be uber long to be successful on that course, and he's exactly that guy.
Didn't you think that, because I love the Open more than all others. It's my favorite tournament always, without provocation. But I thought Saturday and Sunday was just too easy. It was I was like, this sucks. This is too easy.
Yeah, I'm with you. And I thought the golf course was outstanding. The first 2 days was perfect, right? We were spoiled. We had some, some solid wind, some not crazy. And I was going into this tournament talking about the weather. It looked like we were going to have some weather that they had to deal with, but nothing crazy, which is perfect. I don't like to see things go sideways completely, but enough to give these guys some trouble, enough to bring double bogey into play. And enough when you're playing downwind and it's blowing 30 where you can reach the green on your drive. Some funky stuff like that. And that was happening on Thursday and Friday when Bryson shot 78. And, a lot of these guys went off the rails. But you're right. When we got to the weekend, it was unseasonably beautiful. The sun came out. It didn't blow too hard. And, but I tell you, great golf course. I hope we go back there soon. I really like that track. And what a gorgeous venue, too.
Oh, it's fantastic. And those fans there are crazy in Northern Ireland, Belfast. They're nuts. Real quick, 30 seconds. You've seen all the greats. How great do you think this guy is early on in his career, watching him golf like this?
111 under par in majors since 2020. That's 46 shots better than anyone else during that time. He's really remarkable. I love the guy. I didn't like Tiger as much. I got tired of his dominance. Now I've gotten to a point where I absolutely appreciate watching the greatness of Scotty Scheffler. I think he's one of the special ones, Scott.
You're the special one. Las Vegas golfer on C2C. This is craziness.
I showed you the Heisman odds a week or two ago, and they had Garrett Nussmeier as the second favorite behind Manning. So Brian Kelly's very excited to have Garrett back at school.
He is no athlete, in my opinion. You can quote me on that. Like, he is a clumsy white dude, and he sucked. Like, I'm being nice now. Now all of a sudden you're talking about him being great? Oh, slow down there, Coach.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Devin Booker, do you know, in those 2 years, actually makes more in his salary than the entire Miami Marlins payroll this year, which I think is at like $62 million. That's a 72.5. I'm just doing the math really quickly. So, one guy's worth more than 25, but we know how bad the Miami Marlins is. But hey, I just talk hoops.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
No superstar wants to go to Portland there, so you go, oh, well, Dame actually wants to be back here, and this is going to hurt us. It sort of brings back those vibes where Kobe Bryant was in L.A. Great basketball player, horrendous basketball team, but maybe he could sell a couple extra seats and be a star in the building. That's Dame. And also from a perspective of what Dame wants, Dame just doesn't care about championships, and that's okay. Like, he makes a lot of money. He can do that and continue to lose in Portland. Can have it both ways, I guess.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Really would love to know what Jawan Jennings is after. If I were San Francisco, I'd hate to lose him. Not that I think he's ever going to be their best receiver on this football team, but you have a lot of question marks, right? We don't know how good Ricky Pearsall is yet.
We are asking, like, if Ayuk comes back and is healthy, if McCaffrey can be healthy, all these things. So why not just take the thing that you know works and just keep it?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Harbor High, I can't believe you slipped that in on me, that I got to interview Brady, the Las Vegas golfer. Are you kidding me? You sneaked that in on me? A special Monday interview with Brady? I mean, what is next?
Yeah, I figured we'll let you talk to him since I'm going to talk to him later this week because we have Live and we got the 3M and we've got a few other things that will be going back to the window. You know, you got to get over it quick. No matter who you had in the weekend.
No rest for the weary.
You roll right into the next tournament. That's how it goes. So we're going to be doing that in this week at the 3M.
What could be
it's
worse?
A little bit of a downgrade. What could
Scotch
be worse?
tape open.
Honestly, is for the 3M open. All right, a couple other NFL things. The Steelers announced this morning some new threads, some throwback threads for the Week 8 game against the Packers at home.
Whoa.
All right, here we go. Yellow helmets
Whoa.
and the brown pant with the yellow. And I've seen some very questionable reviews of these uniforms today.
Listen, you know what these are? These are the cousins of the prison uniforms they wore.
The Bumblebees.
Yeah,
The Bumblebee uniforms from the Big Ben days.
I tried to be positive with my son, like, whoa, those are sharp. I like those helmets. And then within 30 minutes, I got abused by like 7 friends. They just love to rub it in my face. Meanwhile, I just keep talking about their 6 Super Bowl trophies. It's just a thing I have going for me in my back pocket. I know they don't win them anymore, but they did win them. No. That's all that matters.
That is all that matters because when you're a champion, as you know, you're a champion for life.
That's right.
When you win a championship, you're a champion for life. And sometimes that's just how it is. All right. A few other things. The Washington football team, now known as the Commanders, of course, they are trying to get themselves a new stadium deal because they need a new stadium. I mean, let's be honest with it. Well, of course, when the highest office in the land gets involved in your new stadium talks, it's probably never a good thing. POTUS. President Trump threatens to hold up a new stadium deal in Washington unless the Commanders is changed back to the Redskins. He allegedly hold that up.
Listen,
isn't there anything else going on?
All right,
Like,
so
what? Jeez.
now I did a Johnny Cochran show one day in Los Angeles like 30 years ago, and something like that. And I went on there with this head of this tribal council for the, like, I don't know, Navajo Nation or something, respectfully, right? So I don't remember exactly who it was, what the name is, and all the rest. But it was something like that. And it was an entire hour where I argued with this guy and this woman about, I said that it would never happen in a million years that they would ever change the name of the Redskins because you didn't like it and that there was some kind of protest going on and they make so much money. I said, it'll never happen. And then sure enough, it happened. They changed the name of the Redskins, and then they were the Washington Football Club, and then they were the horrible Commanders name that they are now. And now you're telling me that they want to change it back to the Redskins? Like, what is happening here? Full circle. Do you remember when I never thought in a million years they would change the name of, they don't listen to people. They don't listen to fans, the NFL. They don't do what people want them to do. They do what they want to do. And I'll tell you another thing. The ownership of that team, I never thought I'd see the day that Dan Snyder would ever change the name of the team because respectfully, the Native Americans didn't like it. I just never thought a businessman would give a rat's ass what anybody told him to do with his team that he owns. Owners of, does Jerry Jones listen to anyone ever? No. Did Al Davis listen to anyone ever? No. Did Art Rooney Sr. ever listen to anyone ever, including his own nitwit children that have ruined the Steelers? I mean, honestly. So I never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I'd see the day that they're doing this, that they would change it to begin with or that they would change it back. You're kidding. After all that venom about, Indians and everything else, they're going to change it back to the Redskins? I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I don't know how far this could go.
And they said they want to change the Guardians back to the Indians too.
Yeah, that's another one.
Does Florida State ever get rid of Seminoles?
No, Atlanta hasn't gotten rid of Braves. The Atlanta didn't get rid of the Braves. And, honestly, we could go on and on. There's a few others there, but we shall see how that goes down the road. Seattle releases tight end Noah Fant. Has never gone well for him since that he was part of the big Russell Wilson trade. The Bengals signed Desmond Ritter.
There's another guy making backup money, lots of money to stand on the sideline. It's a good
speaking
gig.
of big money, how about the highest paid non-quarterbacks in the NFL? This was, of course, off of Watt getting all his money last week. I had this for you. T.J. Watt, $41 million. Jamar Chase, 40.2. Myles Garrett, 40. Daniil Hunter, 35. Max Crosby, 35. Justin Jefferson, 35. Nick Bosa, 34. C.D. Lamb, 34. Highest paid non-quarterbacks in the NFL.
Where is Sauce? Is he upset he's not on this list? He's got to be upset. He just got a bunch of money. He's got to be mad. He's not the highest paid, right?
He should be.
What about
mad about that? But I believe he gets about 30. If I serve.
What about Wilson? 30, 60, he got all that money. Is he upset now that somebody's making more money than him?
Yeah, but they were both just shy of this list. They were both around the 30.
Not good enough, apparently,
for them. So that's how it goes. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you. I've been holding a lot of this NFL stuff for you. I've actually been saving it for a rainy day, and you know what? You never know. It could rain this week, so we will eventually
tomorrow
get
could be
to
that day.
Tomorrow could be a rainy day where we'll get to the most bet
Even if
win
it's
totals,
sunny.
over and unders, most bet teams to make the playoffs. Lots of NFL stuff as we build towards the start. What is the Hall
How
of Fame
about most
game?
bad teams to miss the playoffs?
Yeah, we love those. So we'll do those either tomorrow or at some point this week whenever it rains. It'll be a rainy day. It's going to come. I can see it. And I showed you the Heisman odds a week or two ago, and they had Garrett Nussmeier as the second favorite behind Manning. So Brian Kelly's very excited to have Garrett back at school.
He is no athlete, in my opinion. You can quote me on that. Like, he is a clumsy white dude, and he sucked. I'm being nice now. Now all of a sudden you're talking about him being great? Oh, slow down there, Coach.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Devin Booker, do you know, in those 2 years, actually makes more in his salary than the entire Miami Marlins payroll this year, which I think is at like $62 million. Has a 72.5. I'm just doing the math really quickly. So one guy's worth more than 25, but we know how bad the Miami Marlins is. But hey, I just talk hoops.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
No superstar wants to go to Portland there, so you go, oh, well, Dame actually wants to be back here, and this is going to hurt us. It sort of brings back those vibes when Kobe Bryant was in L.A. Great basketball player, horrendous basketball team, but maybe he could sell a couple extra seats and be a star in the building. That's Dame. And also from a perspective of what Dame wants, Dame just doesn't care about championships, and that's okay. Like, he makes a lot of money. He can do that and continue to lose in Portland. Can have it both ways, I guess.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Really would love to know what Jawan Jennings is after. If I were San Francisco, I'd hate to lose him. Not that I think he's ever going to be their best receiver on this football team, but you have a lot of question marks, right? We don't know how good Ricky Pearsall is yet.
We are asking like ifs, if Ayuk comes back and is healthy, if McCaffrey can be healthy, all these things. So why not just take the thing that you know works and just keep it?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Everybody loves leftovers.
Everybody does love leftovers, especially on a Monday. Of course, we've talked a lot about BYU quarterback Jake Retzlaff recently. Of course, he's former BYU quarterback now. He found a new home, Scotty, and that would be Tulane. He will go to the Green Wave. They do not care, obviously, really anywhere outside of BYU about before marriage relations. So Jake will now be shenanigans. So Jake will be at Tulane.
They're going to win. They're going to win. That kid can play.
Good, the last
They're already
couple years,
good,
yeah.
and he can flat out sling it. I like Tulane to win some games and cover some bets.
You mentioned this with Gabe earlier. The Red Wings were ranked as the best local NHL broadcast, followed by Seattle, Utah, Washington, and Edmonton. I guess this is one of these, according to people who think they know, type of things. Although you would probably say they got this right. The Penguins were 31st out of 32 teams. The Bruins were below them. The Islanders were 12th, of course, with Brendan and Butch on MSG+.
Brendan Burke is a good play-by-play guy. Listen, I told you, I told Mario. I saw him, and I ran into him. I said, listen, your announcers are awful. I said, call me. I can do it better drunk. And he knows it.
He does
call
know
me
it.
up.
Lots of fights this weekend, and some of them, as usual, there's some controversy. We thought Pacquiao would get ran by this Barrios on Saturday night. It ended in a majority draw, and I didn't watch the fight. I'm obviously going to say that right out front, but most of the people that I read thought that Pacquiao won, Scotty, and that he was robbed in this fight.
Yeah, I don't, as you know, care about old man Manny Pacquiao fighting anyone. And I was not in favor of it at all. And I didn't watch for 1 second. I don't care. I don't know who won. I know it was a draw. What could be worse? What could be worse than them putting on that fight and everybody went home and no one won? It's just like leaving a hockey game tied. I used to say to my dad, nobody won? And he said, it's like kissing your sister. And I was like, what? Wait, what?
Because he put on such a splendid performance, Manny wants to fight again now. He's
going to fight till he's 70.
Rolly Romero in the cards to fight him, or another Mayweather. We can't have Mayweather and Pacquiao with both guys 50
But his shoulder was hurt.
old.
Don't you remember? He said his shoulder was hurt. He wants to fight Mayweather again. Mayweather's running strip clubs.
That's what he's doing now. He's not fighting anybody. Usyk knocked out Daniel Dubois in London.
I mean,
Wembley.
killed him.
He destroyed him. He's now beaten Dubois, Joshua, and Fury, all of them twice. Beaten them all twice.
Meanwhile, Fury wants him again in April. He wants to come out his fat ass out of retirement to fight him again and lose to him for a third time. This guy is unbeatable right now. It's his time.
As far as UFC 318 on Saturday night, of course, this was supposed to be a going-away party for Dustin Poirier. No. Max Holloway, unanimous decision, beat Poirier in that fight. So that was just unfortunate.
I'm just glad my son, like everyone else, stole the fight. I love when people just steal the fights from Dana.
Yeah. Journalism won the Haskell at Monmouth Park.
Great race. Did you see journalism come back strong in the last 15 lengths to win it? What a monster.
Unbelievable job by journalism.
Can't wait for the Breeders' Cup.
Now, you sent me the video with a Philly fanatic with the Coldplay thing. I'm sure you also saw the 900 other videos that everyone in the country has done on it since the end of last week when that video came out. Like, I saw them, I forget which baseball game it was. Everybody now that goes on the camera is running away from the camera and making fun of the
That's
guy
over. That's going to put an end to kiss cams.
Yeah, they're going to be finished.
But the Philly fanatic was actually good. I mean, that is great that they got like a lover, like a Philly fanatic chick lover, a fat chick. Yeah. It was great.
That was really cool. It was well done, unlike most of the other ones that I saw this past weekend. And finally, I mentioned to you, I thought that the WNBA had their All-Star stuff this weekend. I guess that's true. Sabrina Ionescu won the, not the 4-point, but the 3-point contest. She won this weekend at that.
They do have the 4-point Chauncey basket in the chick WNBA All-Star game that I didn't watch 1 second of either. By the way, Ferrall finish. Cosby Show star Malcolm Jamal Warner, gone at 54. He drowned. Remember that guy from the Cosby Show? We'll see you tomorrow at 3 on Coast to Coast.
And I showed you the Heisman odds a week or two ago, and they had Garrett Nussmeier as the second favorite behind Manning. So Brian Kelly's very excited to have Garrett back at school.
He is no athlete, in my opinion. You can quote me on that. Like, he is a clumsy white dude, and he sucked. I'm being nice now. Now all of a sudden you're talking about him being great? Oh, slow down there, Coach.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Devin Booker, do you know, in those 2 years, actually makes more in his salary than the entire Miami Marlins payroll this year, which I think is at like $62 million. That's a 72.5. I'm just doing the math really quickly. So one guy's worth more than 25, but we know how bad the Miami Marlins is. But hey, I just talk hoops.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
No superstar wants to go to Portland there, so you go, oh, well, Dame actually wants to be back here, and this is going to hurt us. It sort of brings back those vibes where Kobe Bryant was in L.A. Great basketball player, horrendous basketball team, but maybe he could sell a couple extra seats and be a star in the building. That's Dame. And also from a perspective of what Dame wants, Dame just doesn't care about championships, and that's okay. Like, he makes a lot of money. He can do that and continue to lose in Portland. Can have it both ways, I guess.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Really would love to know what Jawan Jennings is after. If I were San Francisco, I'd hate to lose him. Not that I think he's ever going to be their best receiver on this football team, but you have a lot of question marks, right? We don't know how good Ricky Pearsall is yet.
We are asking like ifs, if Ayuk comes back and is healthy, if McCaffrey can be healthy, all these things. So why not just take the thing that you know works and just keep it?
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.